Hey everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel. Now today we're going to be talking about this new game that you've probably seen all over your sub feed, all over your recommended, and that is Fall Guys, this new sort of battle royale game, platformer, and it seems really fun. But the thing is, currently it's only on Steam for PC and PlayStation, that being PlayStation 4, and many are wondering if the game is going to come to other platforms, that being Xbox One and also Nintendo Switch. Now, of course, I want to sort of dig a little bit deeper in this video and sort of give my thoughts on this whole thing because, you know, I looked into this game, you know, it sort of came out of nowhere. Of course, it is a battle royale game and it seems to be really popular right now. And many people are asking the same question: what about other, what about other platforms? You know, are we going to get it on Switch? And I think in a technical sense, we definitely could. I mean, the Switch can definitely run this sort of thing. You know, the Switch can run The Witcher, the Switch can run, decent games. It can run, on a technical sense, it can run Fall Guys. Fall Guys is not a graphically demanding game. I would even go as far to say that some mobile games, or some mobile phones, could even run Fall Guys, because it seems such a, a very simple art style. Now, I'll sort of dig a little bit deeper into this, and the devs have said that they really want to focus on the PC version and also on the PS4. Of course, these are Mediatronic are a very small dev, and this is an indie game, and it sort of came to popularity out of nowhere. And of course, PC and PlayStation 4 are the most popular consoles. It would make sense for them to develop a game on there first and then bring it to other platforms. Now, they are going to, sort of focus on those platforms first. Now, also, what the devs have been saying here is that they want to focus on there, but they'd like to bring the games to other platforms. And that's fair enough, It just seems logical that they want to focus on 2 other platforms first and then go to other platforms. However, the developers behind it, or the publishers, I should say, the publishers behind the game, Devolver Digital, are, they've worked with Nintendo loads, they've worked with Microsoft before, they publish things on those platforms, so it wouldn't be out of the realms of possibility for the publisher to want to publish on those platforms. In fact, one of my favourite indie games, that being Downwell, is actually published by Devolver Digital. So yeah, it does completely make sense to me why it's not currently on other platforms. Obviously, it's a small dev, they want to focus on, 1 or 2 places to put a game, and then they want to expand further. So yeah, it does kind of make sense how it's not, out just yet. But it is really fun to see that people are really enjoying this game and people are curious about it. Now, in terms of a time on when we can, see about this game potentially coming to other platforms, the thing is, I think it's going to be pretty soon, because Fall Guys has really taken the world by storm. They've made, sold like 2 million copies already. It's sold ridiculously well. And of course, that's what, that's like 15, 16 pounds each. And that's insane. Of course, PlayStation Plus, it was free with that. But still, all the PC versions have practically been bought. So, they've made money from this. And I think if this game's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and if it is the next Fortnite, I'm not saying it's going to take over from Fortnite, but if it is the next Fortnite, or if it's as big as Fortnite, then, the devs are going to make so much money, and they'd actually be losing money not porting it to other platforms. In terms of a business standpoint, they're probably working on this now. They're probably working on a port to Xbox One and Switch, maybe even a mobile port, so they can get the biggest target audience possible. And to be fair, I reckon we could see this by the end of the year. I think we could see this in potentially September, October time, if this game is going to stay as big as it is. Now, if the game, sort of goes into existence now, is really popular for about a month and sort of fades out, then, maybe we won't see a port to other consoles. Maybe that'll be later down the line. But you've got to think, the game's only been out, what, 10 days? So, the devs are sort of caught by surprise here. If they knew that this was going to be a success, which they didn't, they probably would have planned for more consoles to be there from the get-go. If the devs really knew how big this would be on social media, I think they would have planned and maybe delayed it actually to, come out on Windows 10, PlayStation 4, Xbox, Switch, mobile, just so they can get everybody to join it. Because you've got to think, the big reason why Fortnite is as big as it is because everyone can play with each other, and everyone, you can play on anything and everyone can play with each other. The thing is, if this is going to stay a massive, phenomenon, what they need to do is they need to incorporate cross-play into the game. If I'm on Nintendo Switch, someone can play against me on PlayStation, or if I'm on Xbox, you can play with me on Switch, or whatever the case may be. They need to incorporate that, I think, to really, not rival Fortnite, but to really make a big impression here. And I also think that, because the game's been a surprise success, they've got loads of money now, they're probably going to really push for the game to come to the platforms. And to be honest, I don't think the port process would really be that much of a big deal. Of course, I'm not saying the game looks bad or anything, but in terms of a technical standpoint, the game's not, the game's not huge. It's not a massively, beautiful, millions of years in development game. It is quite a simple game. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, I'm just saying, it is a simple game. So it'd be very, very easy to port, and I think we'll see it by the end of the year. We could just see it be shadow dropped one day on the Switch and on the Xbox Store. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. What do you think to Fall Guys? Are you excited for it? Have you played it yet? Have you played it with free PlayStation Plus? Have you bought it on Steam? Are you going to wait for a Nintendo Switch port? That's what I'm doing. I think this is going to be a Nintendo Switch port. I think it's going to come out October, November time, maybe even early next year at the latest. So yeah, I'm sort of waiting. That's my opinion. I do want to play it. It looks fun. I like platformers. I like battle royales. And even if it does come to Switch, we could potentially see some skins maybe. I don't know, we could maybe see some, some Mario or Zelda skins if you have Switch Online. Just as an idea, I don't know. But yes, the game seems really fun. I do want to play it, but I don't want to pay for it right now. I want to wait for a Switch port and then buy it, because my Switch is my favourite place to play games. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Do you think that Fall Guys will come to Nintendo Switch? And if it doesn't come to Nintendo Switch or Xbox, I think the devs and the publisher are losing so much money. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Do you think this game's coming to Switch? And if it does come to Switch and or Xbox, would you buy it? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll see you in another video. Cheers for watching, everybody.